Hey everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about the MCQs related to the finance current affairs session. So very good evening everyone. Let's start with the MCQs related to the weekly finance current affairs session. The very first one is related to the merchant banks. So regulatory restructuring in the investments banking ecosystem has led to a clearer framework for the classification of the intermediaries. The intent is to align the oversight with the business complexities, and under this revised structure, the merchant bankers have been reorganized into distinct level of operations. With structural classification has now been introduced for the merchant bankers. Option A, three-tier architecture aligned with the activity intensity. Option B, dual layer framework calibrated to compliance loads. Option C, two-tier classification based on permitted activities. Option D, unified licensing system removing the category boundaries. And option E, four-segment model derived from risk distribution metric. What do you think is the correct choice, guys, here? Let me know in the comment section. What do you think is the correct answer here? The correct answer here is option C, two-tier classification based on the permitted activities, right? And can you tell me this one related to the underwriting exposure of the merchant bankers to contingent subscription risk, making it necessary to impose prudential ceilings linked to the liquid capital structure. Can you guys tell me what is the maximum permissible underwriting exposure now allowed for a merchant banker in the revised guidelines of SEBI? In the revised guidelines of SEBI. The underwriting, if we talk about the underwriting margin, then it will be 20 times of its liquid net worth, right? 20 times of the liquid net worth is the underwriting exposure capping, which was newly introduced by Securities and Exchange Board of India. Next one. The price stability remains a core objective of monetary authorities and inflation projections. Can you guys tell me the updated CPI inflation forecast for financial year 2026 as discussed in the Monetary Policy Committee meeting of December 2025? The correct choice here is option C, 2%, right? 2% is the correct choice. Next one. Revenue stability becomes a very crucial benchmark for assessing the operational robustness of the merchant banks. What is the minimum cumulative revenue requirement prescribed for category 1 merchant banks over the preceding 3 years? Over the preceding 3 years. That is 12.5 crore, right? 12.5 crore is the correct choice. And what is the minimum cumulative requirement for the category 2 merchant banks over the same 3 period? For category 2 it is 2.5 crore, right? 2.5 crore. Next one. Disposal efficiency under the ombudsman system reflects institutional responsiveness and operational capabilities in resolving the customer complaints. The latest period saw a marginal reduction in the disposal percentage as compared to the previous year. I think in the previous year it was close to 95%. And what is the disposal rate achieved during the financial year 2025? The disposal rate which was achieved in the financial year 2025. How much was the disposal rate? The correct choice here will be option C, 93.07%, right? 93.07% is the correct choice. Next one. The governance reforms emphasizes the role of responsible personnel overseeing the merchant banking operations. The designated principal officer must possess substantial market exposure to ensure the prudent decision making across the compliance, issue management and underwriting functions. How many years of financial market experience must a principal officer have under the revised norms? So this is regarding the experience criteria which was newly introduced now by Securities and Exchange Board of India. The correct choice here will be option E, 5 years, right? The principal officer needs to have at least 5 years of experience now, right? That is the bare minimum requirement now. Next one. Infrastructure investment vehicles continue to expand as regulators encourage diversified financial models. Can you tell me which organization has received the in-principle approval from SEBI to register as the public INVIT recently? So the options are in front of us. The organization which actually received the in-principle approval from Securities and Exchange Board of India to register as a principal infrastructure investment trust. The correct choice here will be, guys, option B, Rajmarg Infra Investment Trust, right? RIIT. Option B is the correct choice. Next one. Can you tell me the latest GDP growth forecast for financial year 2026? Financial year 2026 GDP forecast for FY 2026. Here the correct choice is option B, 7.3, right? 7.3 is the correct choice. Now tell me this one, participants engaged in the broad capital market functions, especially the main board issue management, are required to hold stronger financial backing. Now this is ensuring adequate absorption capacity for the operational and for the underwriting risk while maintaining the market stability at the same time. What is the minimum net worth mandated for the entities which are classified as category 1 merchant bank as per the SEBI regulation? Important for your examination. Both for RBI, both for SEBI. Important. And the correct choice here will be, for category 1 it is 50 crore, right? For category 1 this is 50 crore. Category 1 is 50 crore. Acha, what is the minimum net worth required for the category 2 merchant bankers? And we all know that only category 1 can handle the main board IPO process. Category 2 is not permitted to handle the main board IPO process. So what will be the correct choice here? Here the correct choice is option B, 10 crore, right? 10 crore. So 50 crore is for category 1 and 10 crore is for the category 2. Next one. The customer grievances addressed under the integrated ombudsman mechanism reflect the systemic service quality across the digital channels, branches and supervised entities. Can you tell me by what percentage complaints increased as year-on-year basis under the RBI IOS for the financial year 2025? By what percentage we can see an year-on-year growth in the complaints? The correct choice here will be option B, 13.55%, right? Option B, 13.55% is the correct choice. Next one. What monetary policy stance has RBI signaled going forward in the December 2025 MPC committee meeting results? Accommodative, tightening, neutral, hawkish, liquidity adjusted positioning. So the correct choice here is neutral stance, right? RBI maintained the neutral stance. Next one. Can you guys also tell me the revised repo rate as announced under the latest MPC review in December 2025? What is the new repo rate now? We all know that the repo rate is slashed by 25 basis points, right? So the new repo rate is 5.25%. New repo rate is 5.25%. Next one. The complaint distribution across the banks group highlights the differences in the service standards, customer engagement models and digital adoption levels. In the latest cycle, one segment of the banks accounted for the largest share of the grievances. What was the complaint share of the private sector banks in FY 2025? We all know that private sector banks are having higher complaints as compared to public sector banks. So what was the complaint share of private sector banks as of now? The complaint share of private sector banks was 37.53%, right? 37.53%. And what is the complaint share of the public sector bank? We have seen that in case of private sector bank, there was an increase in the complaint, and in the public sector bank, there was a decrease. There was a decrease, right? That's what we have discussed in the finance current affairs yesterday. The correct choice here will be option B, 34.8%, right? 34.8% is the correct choice. 34.8% is the correct choice. Next one. The LIC has entered into a strategic bancassurance partnership with which of the following bank recently in December 2025? That's Yes Bank, right? So LIC has partnered with Yes Bank for the bank assurance agreement. Next one is the Swagat FI. Can you tell me the full form of Swagat FI? And this will be a homework question. So you need to tell me in the comment section later on what is the exact full form of the Swagat FI platform and what Swagat FI platform is all about. We have studied this multiple times and now it has been implemented. So let me know in the comment section what is the exact full form of the Swagat FI platform. And guys, if you are preparing for the SEBI Grade A course, then we do have definitely a paid course for that, 3.0 crash batch. For that, you'll be getting notes, live classes and mock test, everything. So you can check out this particular batch. And if you are preparing for RBI Grade B 2026, then we have a 101 mentorship program as well. Later on, you can definitely check out the benefits of this course. So thank you so much guys. Bye bye. Take care. See you soon in some other video.